everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. So guys, in today's video I'll be sharing with you how to make this cute crop top that you're seeing on the screen. Make sure you watch the video to the end. So guys, to make this crop top you just need a little bit of African print or flowery fabric. I'm using Kampala here. So if you have like 1/4 inch, that's okay. And then 1 yard of your plain material. You can also use crepe, any plain materials of your choice. So that's that about the material. Now you're going to go ahead and cut out a piece of fabric. So you're going to cut a little bit from here and a little bit from here to cut the front part. So guys, this is what I have this piece of fabric here and also this piece of fabric. So I'll go ahead and join them together before I start cutting out the neck, the bust and every other measurement. So I'll firstly go ahead and just run a straight stitch to connect this and this together. So guys, this is what I have after joining the two together. This is just my seam from the iron, ignore that please. So now that I have joined the two sides together, you can see what it's looking like. This is the inside. I'm going to go ahead and overlock this when I'm done joining this together. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to fold this into two. I'm not going to be folding this to the wrong side because I don't want anything to confuse you guys. So I'm just going to flip this to the right side and then I'll start taking my measurements. So guys, I'm just going to rule a straight line here. So this line will serve as our starting point. And then on this line, I'm going to divide my measurement, my shoulder measurement. So which is 14 inches divided by 2. I'm going to mark that down here. And then from there, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. So this 1 inch is going to be my shoulder slope. And then from this shoulder slope, I'm going to measure down my chest measurement. So how to get your chest measurement? You're going to divide your bust circumference divided by 6. Whatever that it gives you, you're going to add 1.5 inches to it. So that's what I'll be measuring down here. So this is from my shoulder to my chest point, my chest line. This is, I have 7.5 inches. That is my own measurement. Now I'm just going to draw a straight line on it to meet this 1 inch for the shoulder slope. And then I will extend the line to this part. So now I will come to this neckline. So for my neckline, I'll go in by 3 inches wide and then 4 inches depth. That is how low I want my neckline to be. So the 4 inches is for how low I want my neck to be. And then I'm just going to curve it to form a curved neckline, like a round neckline. Now I'm going to slant from my neckline down to the shoulder slope. So this is what we have. In order to get the armhole, I'm going to get the midpoint from this point here to this point. I'm going to get the midpoint of it. So I'm going to mark down whatever that I have, and then I'll come in by 1/2 inch. So I'm going to connect from here to here and to here. So that will be our armhole. So now that we have the armhole, we're going to go ahead and measure my bust circumference divided by 4, whatever that it gives me. I'm going to mark it down. Now, after marking down your bust circumference, you're going to add 1 inch to it for ease. And then 1 inch for sewing allowance. So you measure the same thing on the waist. So before you measure out the waist, you have to consider the length of the top. So for this top, I want the whole length to be 18 inches. If you guys can see, I have 19 inches here, and that's because by the time I finish joining everything, what I will have, it will be 18 inches because of the sewing allowance. So I'm going to measure out my waist measurement. So my waist circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch for ease, and then 1 inch for sewing allowance. So I'm going to go ahead and connect the 2 points together. So that's that about the front part. I'll go ahead and cut this out. So guys, this is what we have. Now I will go ahead and cut the back part. I'll be using this plain material for the back part. I'm not going to be mixing the back part. I'm only using this plain material for the back part. So I'll go ahead and cut that out now. So guys, for the back part, as you guys can see, all you need to do is just to take the front piece and place it on the fabric like this. And then I leave about 1 inch allowance for the zipper allowance, and that's the space that you're seeing here. So for the back neckline, you're just going to come down by 1.5 inches. You don't want the back neckline to be too low, so you're just going to come down by 1.5 inches, and then you slant it back to the front neckline like this. So this is the back neckline. And then for the armhole, remember that we went in by 1/2 inch for the front armhole. So for this back armhole, you're not going to go in by 1/2 inch, so you replace that 1/2 inch back. So for the back armhole, this is what we have. So this is what we have for the back armhole. The shoulder slope, don't forget that. And that's that about the back piece. So I'll go ahead and trim that out now. Guys, this is the front piece and this is the back piece. The back piece is in 2 pieces. So this is the back piece and this is the front piece. Now I will set this aside and then cut the sleeve part. So for the sleeve pattern, I'm going to be using a free hand to cut the sleeve. So I'm going to be measuring around my armhole to have an idea of what I'll be cutting on the sleeve. So I'll measure out my armhole. You guys can see that it is 11 inches, and that's what I'll be marking on my sleeve. I already went ahead to fold this into 4. So that's for the 2 sleeves. Now the first thing to measure out is the length of the sleeve. So I want 10 inches length. Then I'll be adding 1 inch sewing allowance to it, for the fold of at the bottom of the sleeve. So I'll be adding 1 inch extra allowance to that. Now from here, I will come down by 4 inches like this. So you guys remember the 11 inches that we measured from the armhole. So I'm going to transfer that 11 inches to my sleeve pattern. So you're just going to use your free hand to curve it like this. Just something simple. You're just going to curve this part and just go down like this. You can also measure this part and just have your 3 inches. Then you start slanting from your 3 inches and just go down. And then that's that about the armhole. So now you're going to go ahead and measure around your arm. Whatever that you have, you mark it down here. Just make sure that it's not too tight. You want it to be a little bit loose. So whatever that you have, you mark it down. I already went ahead to add my sewing allowance to this. Now I'm just going to connect this to this. Now that we've marked this down, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. So you guys can see that you have your short sleeves now. The next thing to do is to start joining your top. Now you open up your front piece like this, and then you place one of the back piece on it like this. Then you use your pin to hold the shoulder together. So you come to the other side, you take the other side of your back piece, and then you place it on each other, and then use your pin to hold the shoulder together, the right side facing each other. So now you take it to the sewing machine and join the two shoulders together like this. You're just going to run a straight stitch and use it to join the two shoulders together. Now that we have joined the shoulder together, the next thing to do is to turn this neckline. Remember, this top is not having any lining, so we're going to, if you have a bias binding, you can use your bias binding to turn the neck area. But if you don't have, I'm going to show you a method to turn this neck area. So you're going to set this aside and then cut out your bias binding yourself. So to cut out your own bias binding, you're going to get a piece of fabric, the one that you use. If you can either use the plain side or you can use the printing side of your fabric. Now you're going to place it like this, and then you're going to take your chalk and slant your hand like this. So you're just going to cut this out. So after that, you're going to measure about 2 inches or 1.5. Measure about 1.5 inches. Then you're just going to cut it as if you are cutting like a neck collar. So that's what you're going to do. So make sure it is long enough to go around your neck, measurement, or you cut 2. Then after cutting 2, you're going to join it together. So that's that about bias binding. So after joining it together, you're just going to fold it into 2, run a straight stitch on it all the way to the end. This is what I have. This is my bias. So I will be using this bias binding to turn the neck area. So what I'm just going to do is that I'm going to place my bias on top of the neck area like this. Use my pin to secure it together. Then I will go all the way round the neck area. Then after that, I will flip it to the wrong side and stitch it again. So I'll show you guys what it looks like after stitching them together. So guys, you can see how neat the neckline is. You guys can see how neat the neckline is looking. So the next thing to do is to join the two sides together. So remember the 1 inch that we added to it earlier for the seam allowance. So I'm just going to go ahead and stitch that 1 inch down, and also stitch down the other side as well. So I'm going to stitch that down. Now for the back part, so I'm going to be leaving some space here, just about this, like from here to here. So you can either add zip to the back or add button. So that's the main reason we are leaving the space. It's for the zip allowance or for your button allowance. I will join from here to the end of the top. So guys, this is what we have after joining the two sides together. I also went ahead to fold the down part of our top. You guys can see how cute and beautiful this top is looking. So this part that I leave is for the zip or button. So it's optional. You can either put zip, like those short zip, or you can put buttons. Depends on what you want. So yes, the next thing to do is to work on the sleeve and then attach the sleeve to the armhole. So now for the sleeve, you're just going to go ahead and fold the hem of your sleeve. So you're going to fold it in once and fold it in again. So you're going to do that, take it to your sewing machine and run a straight stitch on it. We're going to repeat same thing for the other sleeve. You're going to fold it in once and fold it in again. So you're folding it in twice. After folding it in, you're going to go ahead and join your sleeves. So you're going to your round arm measurement, you're going to place the measurement and then you join it together. So I'm going to go ahead and join my sleeve together and show you guys the results. So guys, this is the sleeve. This is what we have here. So we're almost done, guys. The last thing to do is to attach the sleeve to your crop top. So all you need to do is that you place your top, you take your top and your sleeve. So you make sure the joint, this joint that we have here, is corresponding to the joint of the armhole. So all you need to do is just to place it on top of each other like this. Make sure they correspond with each other. So you're going to use your pin to secure them together. So you take it to your sewing machine and make sure you attach your sleeve to your armhole. So you're just going to take it to your sewing machine and run a straight stitch across your armhole, attaching your sleeve to it all the way till the end. So if you take a proper measurement, you're going to see that what you have on your sleeve is exactly the same thing as what you have on your armhole. So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and use my stitches to secure the sleeve together with the armhole. So I'll repeat same thing to the other side and I'll show you guys the end result. This is what we have. You guys can see how cute this top is looking. The sleeve, you know, the bodies and everything. You can pair this with your palazzo pants, you know, and you can also rock it on the skirts. So it depends on how you want to style your top. So now for this opening here, which is the last thing to do, I'm not going to be adding zip, I'll be adding buttons. So I got these buttons that I will be adding to the back part. So that's just that about this top. This is just it. You guys can see that it's a very simple and a straightforward top. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet, turn on the notification bell so you get to know anytime I drop new videos. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.